you can build the same trap professionals use for under $2. The trap I am about to show you uses 2 household items, costs almost nothing to build, and works on the exact same scientific principle behind the detection devices pest control companies charge hundreds of dollars to deploy. By the end of this, you will have it built and placed tonight. Let's go. Why store-bought traps consistently disappoint people. Before I show you how to build it, I need to tell you something about bed bug biology that explains why most commercial traps produce frustrating results, and why the homemade version I'm going to walk you through actually outperforms them in real conditions. Bed bugs navigate almost entirely through 2 sensory signals: carbon dioxide concentration gradients and heat. They do not have functional eyes in any meaningful sense. They cannot see a glue trap sitting on your floor. They cannot smell a synthetic chemical lure from any significant distance. What they can do with extraordinary precision is follow an increasing concentration of carbon dioxide through complete darkness across a room and locate a warm body, producing it within minutes. Every commercial bed bug trap on the market attempts to replicate one or both of those signals with varying degrees of accuracy. The expensive ones that use battery-powered carbon dioxide emitters work reasonably well. The cheap adhesive strips that rely on passive chemical lures work poorly because they are replicating neither signal that bed bugs actually navigate by. The homemade trap I am going to show you replicates both signals simultaneously using nothing but dry ice and a common household container. And here's the part that will genuinely surprise you. Dry ice, as a carbon dioxide source, produces a signal that is in some measurable ways more attractive to bed bugs than a resting human body, because the carbon dioxide output rate is consistent and continuous rather than variable with breathing cycles. What you need and why each component matters. 2 items: a wide, shallow container, a pet water bowl, a large plastic food storage container, or a paint roller tray all work perfectly. And dry ice. The container geometry matters more than most people realize, and this is the detail that separates a trap that catches bugs from one that catches nothing, despite being correctly positioned. Bed bugs are poor climbers on smooth, vertical surfaces. Their tarsal claws grip textured surfaces effectively, but cannot generate sufficient purchase on clean, smooth plastic or smooth metal. The interior walls of your container need to be smooth, and the exterior needs to be textured, or wrapped in fabric tape, paper towel, or any material that gives the bug grip on the outside while the inside remains an escapable, smooth, vertical wall. This creates the mechanism. The bug climbs the textured exterior toward the carbon dioxide source at the top, drops or falls into the smooth-walled interior while investigating, and cannot generate the grip necessary to climb back out. The trap captures without any adhesive, without any chemical, and without any power source beyond the sublimating dry ice sitting at the center. Place a small, elevated platform, an upturned cup, a folded piece of cardboard, inside the container and set the dry ice on that platform. The elevation allows the heavier-than-air carbon dioxide gas to cascade down over the interior walls of the container and pool near the floor level, where foraging bed bugs travel. A dry ice block sitting flat on the container floor pulls the gas only at floor level and reduces the radius of the attractant plume significantly. Where you place this changes everything. The carbon dioxide plume from sublimating dry ice extends in an elliptical pattern determined by air movement in the room. Place the trap between the bed and the wall. Specifically, between the bed and any wall that shares a cavity with adjacent rooms or units if you're in a multi-family structure. Bed bugs traveling from harborage sites inside wall voids toward the bed follow the carbon dioxide gradient. Your trap positioned along that travel corridor intercepts them before they reach you, rather than monitoring them after they have already fed. This placement distinction is the difference between a detection trap and a disruption trap. Detection tells you the infestation exists. Disruption intercepts foragers mid-transit and reduces the feeding events that drive reproductive acceleration. Run the trap only at night during the hours you would normally be sleeping. A dry ice block of approximately 1 pound sublimated over 3 to 4 hours produces a consistent plume during the primary foraging window. Check the interior of the container in the morning with a flashlight before handling it. What you are actually looking for when you check it. Here is the payoff that most bedbug trap tutorials skip entirely, and it is the most practically useful piece of this entire process. The number of bugs caught in your trap on consecutive nights tells you something specific about the infestation that no visual inspection can tell you with the same reliability. A decreasing catch count over successive nights while running parallel treatment means your treatment is collapsing the active foraging population. A stable or increasing catch count means the reproductive cycle is keeping pace with your treatment, and your approach needs to be escalated or modified. Your trap is not just catching bed bugs. It is giving you a measurement of treatment effectiveness that you can track night by night. Professional pest control companies pay significant money for monitoring devices that produce exactly this data. You are producing the same data for the cost of dry ice. If you are catching bugs every night but not seeing the count decrease after 10 to 14 days of running alongside a chemical or heat treatment, the infestation has satellite harborage sites that your current treatment is not reaching. Consistent trap count without decline is your signal to expand your treatment footprint before the population recovers. What happens when the trap works perfectly? Here's the result that makes this genuinely compelling beyond just an interesting experiment. A trap running nightly over 2 weeks alongside correct crack and crevice treatment produces a specific and identifiable pattern. Catch counts are highest in the first 3 nights, as foragers traveling established routes encounter the carbon dioxide plume. Counts typically drop through the middle of the second week as the active foraging population is reduced through combined trap interception and treatment contact. By night 12 to 14 in a correctly treated environment, catches approach 0. 0 nightly catches across 5 consecutive nights following an active treatment period is your strongest available confirmation of colony collapse short of a professional inspection, not the absence of bites. Bites can persist as histamine reactions to previous feeding events for weeks after the last actual bite occurs, not a visual inspection. A visual inspection of a resolved infestation can look clean, while dormant nymphs remain in deep harborage. 0 catches in a correctly positioned and operational carbon dioxide trap across 5 consecutive nights tells you the active foraging population has been eliminated. That is the metric. That is what you are working toward and measuring nightly. One thing left. The trap works. It catches bed bugs and it measures your progress with more accuracy than almost any other accessible method. But I want to be direct about what it does not do. It does not reach eggs. It does not penetrate harborage sites. It does not eliminate a colony on its own, regardless of how many foragers it intercepts. It is a detection, disruption, and measurement tool that runs alongside a complete treatment system, not a replacement for one. If you have not yet built your complete bedbug treatment system, and you want the approach that attacks every life stage, including eggs and deep harborage populations, the bedbug elimination video I put out recently covers the full 3-layer treatment protocol that closes every gap this trap alone cannot reach. One specific piece in that video about the 14 to 18 day retreatment window is the single most important timing detail in bedbug control, and almost no one gets it right the first time. It is right here. God bless.